All right, guys, if you can believe it, next month marks 16 years since we lost our dear colleague and friend, Tim Russert, after he suffered a heart attack preparing for Meet the Press in our Washington bureau. He was 58 years old. And Tim's son, Luke, just 22 at the time, began his own career with NBC News before he left it all behind in 2016 to face his loss. After traveling to more than 60 countries on a trip that lasted more than 3 years, Luke detailed his journey in his memoir, Look for Me There, Grieving My Father, Finding Myself, which is now out in paperback. And Luke joins us now. He's the host and creative director of MSNBC Live, a concept that I absolutely love. But let's first, Luke, welcome back to the show. Let's talk about the book, which is now out in paperback. That journey, why was it important for you to get away a little bit? Because you were in this world.
Well, Mika, you gave me very sage advice when I was in my 20s because you grew up in a very similar Washington bubble. And I remember you saying to me, there's no harm in getting outside of this bubble a little bit and really seeing what the rest of the world was like. And I didn't take that advice immediately, but when I got to around 30, which I thought was old at the time, and now I'm 38, I realized that's not very old. I started to realize that I had this lingering question, which is who was I independent of the last name? Who was I independent of this privilege in this D.C. Washington bubble that I grew up in? And would I be able to live with myself if I never tried to ask and answer that question? So I decided to leave and travel. It was originally supposed to just be 6 months to a year, and it ended up being 3 years because there was a lot of questions. But what I realized is I was doing two things. I was on two parallel tracks. I was, A, trying to answer something, which is the question of who I was independent of all of this. But I was also running away from something. And I was running away from processing the grief of losing my father. Because if I ever really processed it and I really sat in it, I really had to admit to myself that he was gone and my guiding light, my guiding rock wasn't going to be there anymore. So that was something that took a long time to process. But once I was able to get through it and write about it, I really got to a place of peace, of which I am so thankful. But it's a very long journey, and that's often what grief journeys are. There's no rhyme or reason to them. They're different for everybody, and you really have to find your own way. And this book got such a response by so many people who shared their own grief journeys, and I read a little bit about that in the afterword and what it meant to me.
Luke, I remember in that summer after your dad died, you just graduated from BC, and we put you right out in front of the camera. You stepped right in, and you write about in the book kind of trying to live up to your dad's name and carry on a legacy and hold on to that torch. And I remember you were 22 years old, 23, something like that. And we were at the conventions together in Denver and St. Paul.
You were still very young back
I know,
then.
we were
You
kids.
still are.
I know, it's a long time ago. But you did a great job, and you were really fighting to earn your place, and you didn't want people to think you were there for the wrong reasons. But I remember thinking, boy, this is a lot to put on you, not just because of your age, but because of what you were grappling with at the time. So with some distance from that period, how do you look back on that year?
I think at the time it was sort of the greatest cure for misery is hard work. So I threw myself into that. I also think there is an element of legacy preservation. I'm trying to lift the spirits up of the network. I'm trying to lift the spirits up of people who said, we see Tim's twinkle in your eye, right? And really wanting to do that to honor him. I don't think in that process, though, I came to realize the enormity of that. I don't think I realized what I was putting myself through. And honestly, at that time, like a lot of young men in their 20s, it was store and ignore. Be tough. Don't worry about this. Don't be vulnerable. Don't be emotional. You got to be strong. Don't be weak. I realize now later that's wrong. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to look at yourself and say, you know what? Maybe this is not the best situation for me to have to white knuckle everything. And finding that balance between showing up and working hard, but also realizing, you know what, I don't want to put this undue stress on myself to live up to something that maybe is impossible. Now, it's very hard to follow a legend. You look at those NFL teams, right, that have legendary quarterbacks. Sometimes it takes 15, 20, 30 years to follow them. So there's a reason why.
So when you went on the road,
So great.
Initially it looked like you were just doing a travelogue.
Yeah.
Sending pictures from Bali and everything. And
I missed you in Bali, Mike. I sent for you.
Well, I envied you. I envied you. I wanted to be in Bali with you. It's one of my favorite spots.
Right on.
But was there a point in time over those 2 to 3 years in which a lot of people who love you and were close to you and close to your father wondered, is there going to be a time when guilt meets grief, the guilt of what am I doing with myself? You know, just taking these trips, you know, whacking out my American Express card. I've got to get something going here for myself. Was there anything happen that when that happened, or did it happen?
One of my favorite
Did you get some texts from Uncle Mike while you were on the road? That sounded pretty personal.
One of my favorite musicians, and same for Jennifer as well, Jason Isbell, he writes about a song, Something More Than Free, and talks about the concept of if you have too much freedom, it becomes like a noose. You can actually hang yourself with it. And I think I got to a point where I realized that as great as the experiences were, it was way different year 3 than it was year 1, and I was not as engaged as I should have been. It was almost like the travel became the job, the travel post became the job, that I wasn't working on myself hard enough. So I had 2 conversations. I had one with my mother that she basically sat me down at the kitchen table and said, hey, you come from all this privilege, you've got all these opportunities, what are you doing here? And then I also had another one from a close friend that said, you know, this experience is so enriching, you might really want to do something with it and help some people out. And then I came to go through all the journals and I realized, you know what, if I can help out one kid who feels a little bit lost because they lost their dad, then this is what I have to do. And I threw myself into it, and the response has been, it's been overwhelming, Mike. I mean, I got a letter from a lady in her 90s, and she showed up to see me in South Buffalo on Sunday. And she basically said, you know, you could be in your 90s and still not have fully processed grief, right? Like, imagine that, carrying a grief for 70 years and not processing it just because of the times or because of your own emotions. And the fact that I've been able to open that up in some people, I really thought it'd be more my own age cohort, but you know, a lot of people hold that grief for a very long time, and it's just been, it's been overwhelming. The community's come around. So it took a long time, but I got to where I needed to be.
Well, you know, Luke, I think it's brilliant.
I lost my IFB here. What's Joe saying?
For you.
Yeah,
we'll fix you up and I'll translate.
Yeah. I was just saying, I think it's brilliant what Luke did, and there are, you hear from theologians, you hear from rock stars like Joe Walsh, you hear from so many people that they really don't understand the journey they're going through until they get at the end and they look back and it all connects. And it's so important, Willie, that Luke got out and actually had that downtime and was able to wrestle with that grief. Because so many, okay, so Luke can hear. Luke, I was just saying that it all makes sense now. Like so many things, when you get down the road, you look back and see how things are interrelated and connected. And that time that you had was so remarkable because you had so many great experiences. I remember Mika talking to you. I remember when she talked to you and she said, hey, you grew up in a family like my family. You're going to get there by doing other things, by working harder than everybody else, by doing things that other people haven't done. And when I look at what you've done, your dad went in a different direction. But your dad, it's the same thing with your dad. When he went to work for Senator Moynihan told him, hey, you've had experiences that none of these other people have had. That's why I need you. And Luke, you've had experiences that few other people have had, this traveling around, trying to outrun your grief. And man, it's brought you back to a place where you actually, the grief caught up to you, and you come back with all of these outside experiences. I think it's beautiful, man. Talk about how it's changed you as a person and what you brought back from that journey.
Well, I think where I changed as a person more than anything is that it pushed me to be more vulnerable. And in the space of being vulnerable, I was really able to not only understand myself, but also understand others in a much more deep and meaningful way. I think oftentimes, especially in the media, as you know, Joe, you get caught up in what the news cycle is and who's up and who's down and all of that. And you don't take enough time to sort of step away and be perceptive and evaluate things. Notice the world around you. What is actually getting through? What matters to people? And going around the world, you see that it's pretty simple. People want a roof over their head. They want food in their bellies. They want a sense of safety, and they want opportunity for themselves and for their children. And everything else is just an added bonus. Those are the main things that they focus in on. And there are also a lot of God-fearing people in all these different faiths around the world who, at the end of the day, are very kind and welcoming. I mean, I went to countries that you would think do not like the United States, and they could not have been closer. One thing I want to say, though, to you, Joe, which you honed in on the last time I was on, and you quoted our good friend Mr. Brokaw about being able to talk to your lost loved ones every single day. It's an amazing thing. You know, when I was doing the book signing, so many people came up to me and they said, I know this sounds crazy, but talk to your dad. You can do it. I go, I know, I do. And I said, Joe Scarborough talks to his dad, too. There's a whole community out there that does that. And I thank you so much for bringing that up last time, because it really did resonate with a lot of people.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's interesting, actually, the further I get away from my father and his death, the more he's with me, and there's such a peace to it that my mom and my dad and my grandmom, you know, we really do. We stand on the shoulders of giants, whether those giants raised kids in the Great Depression in rural Georgia, or whether, you know, they led Meet the Press or whatever, because we don't see them as that. We see them as our parents. And you're right. Your father is with you every single day, and you are what he helped make. I mean, and isn't that comforting and beautiful?
It is, and what I say is the real place of peace is when your lost loved one comes up, you don't cry, you smile, because you're so thankful of the time that you did have. And yes. I got 22 years with my dad. I wish I had 90 to 100 years. But I'm so thankful for those 22 years, and I'm not sad about it. I miss him, but my gosh, I was so lucky for that time, and I'm filled with so much gratitude. And I'm so glad I had the chance to explore those emotions and those thoughts.
It's a beautiful book that everyone will find something in. You don't even have to be grieving. It's something it's about relationships,
self-discovery, career pivot, grief journeys. There's a lot in there. I had a lot to say. The first draft was 300,000 words. So.
Maybe there'll be a The book is Look For Me There, Grieving My Father, Finding Myself. It's out now in paperback. It really is a beautiful book. Host and creative director of MSNBC Live, Luke Russert. So great to see you, my friend.
Really.
Please give your best.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Mika. Thanks, everybody.
All right.